right there.
Get it. You must have it.
I kind of want to, and I can put it in the soul.
Gabba, gabba, gabba. Well, all right. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Tmspm. Okay, found it. Here we go. You ready for this?
I am ready for this.
Let's do this. Here we go. It starts recording in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, where'd the read go? There we go. 1. Tonight on Tmspm, I want to mess with your head.
Britney Spears sounds really bad.
Gaga has some skeletons in her closet.
The purge needs to be purged.
SNL is losing everyone.
Twitter time.
And
more on this episode of TMS PM.
This is the morning stream, but it's not in the morning, it's at night. PM. TMS. PM. PM. PM.
all right, we got you. We heard you, Fletcher. Calm down. We know. We know what it is.
I realize you have a period, so you separate them now by periods.
I separate them by periods and then only have the comma at the end. I shouldn't have put a comma.
Yeah.
I just said Twitter time and more.
Oh, well, yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah, and it would have helped you. What I did there.
A lot.
Yeah, because the comma thing started to bug me. I don't know why.
Well, it kept you from being able to put commas where commas should be.
Oh, is that what I did?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Because, yes, exactly. So if I put another comma in, or if it was a thing that needed a comma, you couldn't do it.
Right.
See, you just reminded me why it's all good.
PM.
All right, great. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's the TMS PM, the morning stream PM. It's the evening edition, brought to you exclusively by our Patreon page. Well, there's some advertisers, too, today, but you guys are the reason we have this 5th episode. Why don't you try our coffee level? It's like $30 a month. You get not only a huge way to support the show and get tons of content for very little money, but also you get coffee in the mail, our very own TMS brew, the morning stream brew.
It's mail coffee is really what the term is.
Yeah.
That kids are using these days. Mail coffee.
Mail coffee?
Get mail coffee.
Oh,
sure.
Is that what the kids say?
Yeah, that's what the kids say.
Stupid kids.
You know, it's funny. Before Nerdtacular, I teased about doing a special one-off episode of the game show that we would do if we hit the next level,
Like
right?
a little teaser taste.
Exactly. And I got so caught up with all the prep for Nerdtacular that kind of fell by the wayside. But I'm gonna start writing stuff, and we're gonna do one little teaser, a little taste of what people can get. We'll have real contestants from the listener base.
Yeah.
People can call in. They can actually compete and play. I have some ideas on how I'd like to do it too.
Will
And,
Frog Panther people be invited as well?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I would like. Here's what I'd like to do.
Okay. I'm excited about this.
And I'm laying this on you right now. Surprise!
All right. I'm ready. My body is ready. Go.
I'd like to have, every time we do the episode, 3 other Frog Pants All-Stars. Frog Pants All-Stars.
Frog Pant All-Stars.
Frog Pant All-Star. Why you making a Frog Pant All-Star?
Why you making the D's?
All right, so we have 2 or 3 extra Frog Pants All-Stars, right? We have, maybe Tom is here,
Sure.
Nicole, Veronica, whatever. So when somebody comes into the show and gets pulled into then they'll know they're going to be a contestant early on, so we can make sure that they're available to Skype and all that stuff.
Sure, right.
They get to choose who they want to go up against of the Frog Pants All-Stars on deck.
Ooh.
And if they beat them, they get a prize.
Ooh. What's the prize going to be? Do we know?
I don't know. Well, we got so
things.
much
We got
stuff in
stuff.
the closet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the TMS prize closet is buckling.
It is. It's starting. It needs some release. It needs an
It's
afterburner.
crushing under its own weight. Like a can, you could potentially win a can of aloe vera soda is what you could win.
You still have that, don't you?
I do. Or a half-eaten box of taffy. Things you could win.
Yeah. I know I got some weird stuff over there that we could give away.
No, we'd actually, I think it'd be real prizes. I mean, I've got some Coverville shirts.
Sure.
I've got some Coverville record CDs. I'm sure you've got a print or two in the closet that
Absolutely.
you could
Oh my gosh, I have stacks over
part
there.
with. Yeah.
We can do whatever. We can come up with a really cool thing. And wet everybody's whistle for what could be some regular piece of business.
Exactly.
If we hit that level on Patreon.
If not, then we'll never do it again.
No.
And there goes your chance to ever be part of it.
Yeah. You guys will give us We'll give you the double bird and run. I can promise you this, though. Today, we have a full roster of Tmspm goodness, all right? We got a little, probably go a little long, is my guess.
Well, we teased people that we were going to go long because it's a makeup.
Sure. We'll go long. We'll throw that ball as deep into the end zone as we can. And even then, that won't help Denver win the Super Bowl. All right.
Nope, not even that.
I want to mess with your head, Brian. You've got your head here. It's already here.
I've been refraining from clicking that link because I think messing with my head will be more achievable without me looking at the contents of said head messing.
And head messing. He was my favorite showrunner in the yeah, really good on there. Head messing. Oh yeah. You know what happened to her? You know she's got talent. All right. So I'm going to ask you some questions and also make some statements. The questions will be kind of like trivia. The statements will be you having to try something to see if it's true or not. Okay.
Okay.
Here's number one.
All right.
You cannot hum while holding your nose. Brian will now demonstrate.
All right.
Try to hum while completely pinching your nose.
Completely pinching my nose right now.
All right.
And this is what I sounded like on the first episode with Copperbill, by the way.
That's horrifying. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't do it.
Can't do it because there's nowhere for the air to go. I guess if I left a little opening on the side of my mouth.
Yeah, well, that's the point. If you leave a little opening.
Yeah, that's not humming, though. Yeah, can't do it. Okay. Yeah, you completely lose the because part of humming is air escaping your nose. So
Russia. Oh, I told it wrong.
I'm guessing Russia was the answer.
What country has a larger surface?
Can I see from my house?
What country has a larger total surface area than Pluto? And you were going to say Russia, so never mind. Moving on from that one.
Said Russia, sure.
I didn't know that though. That makes Pluto seem real small to me. That's weird.
That's why it got demoted.
All right.
Now it's justified, people. Quit sending your hate mail to NASA.
What famous civil rights leader was born
Martin
the
Luther
same?
King
Damn it! I knew I should have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. were born the same year. That's crazy to think about.
What deaf Austrian composer?
Diary of Who? All right. Okay, we're gonna try this one. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is just a statement I have to make.
Okay.
People currently graduating today, have never been alive when The Simpsons was not on television.
Oh wow.
Think of that. Wow. Think of that. They were born into it.
What if you're old and you go back to night school?
Well,
that's a lie.
Okay, that's true. There are exceptions. Let's say they should have said anybody who just turned 21.
People who are just now legal to drink.
Yeah. Legally in these United States.
Right.
We're not around.
Known a time when
Isn't that weird? That's a little weird. Think of that. We don't have any. So you and I have no example of that. Maybe Sesame Street, I guess. That existed.
Barely. Yeah, exactly. Because it was the same year that we were born.
Yeah,
Sesame
but
Street.
it's not the same anymore. I guess you could argue The Simpsons isn't. Although I still think it's funny as hell. So.
By the way, did you get a massive box of old timey candy today?
No.
Oh, okay.
I always get stuff late. I'm like
then I'm not going to say another word.
I'm like your pregnant girlfriend, dude. That's what I am. I'm always late, if you know what I'm saying. Next up. Okay, here's a good one. Okay. What is Mars entirely populated with? It is populated entirely by what?
Kardashians.
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh, God, I thought I had that one.
I know.
Wait,
seems
what is Mars
real.
Entirely populated with?
By, yeah.
By.
What is the
red sand?
Nope.
Rocks?
Nope. What creatures? Look, we'll call them creatures. Are this? I'm going to say this wrong. So here, I'll give you a blank.
Land rovers.
Mars is populated entirely by. You're correct. Land rovers, robots.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Think about that. That's interesting. I'm not very good at this. All right. How about this?
Take one plum, leave a plum, eat a plum.
Oxford University. I am never going to live that stupid plum thing down. Oxford University is older than what empire? I'll give you a hint.
The Ottoman Empire?
No. I'll give you a hint. They had pyramids.
Oh, the Egyptian Empire.
You are. Hold on.
Oh, the Mayan Empire.
No, still.
The other one.
The Aztec Empire is what you're looking
Empire,
for.
yes, sure.
All right, the Aztecs. That's interesting. So big deal. And now I don't think the
Wow,
Aztecs are all
Oxford
that
has been
cool.
around, wait. Oxford has been around longer than
The Aztec
Aztecs.
Empire. Yeah.
Whoa. That's kind of crazy.
That puts things in perspective because you just kind of assume the Aztec thing must have lasted a bajillion years, right? But it didn't. It was like shorter than this prestigious UK-based university. All right, here's one for you. There are more. This isn't going to work. Hold on.
You don't have to try and.
I'll just tell you this one. Yeah.
If you-
There are more fake flamingos in the world than actual real flamingos. That's interesting.
Okay, that is interesting.
New York City is further south than Rome, Italy.
Oh, really?
Isn't that
Okay.
weird? Because the way
That is weird.
yeah, but then again, the way we all up and down, left and right, south and north. This is all human construct anyway. We just happen to look at it that way once.
No, that's a scientific thing that you can measure.
You can because you can say equator, right, the middle.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's because we started measuring it from that angle. We could have started on the other side. It could be all tipped the other way. Like take a map and turn it sideways. That could have been where we started.
This is the most factual thing that you can find is that the Earth revolves around a pole.
Yeah.
You're with me so far?
I'm with you.
Okay.
It has an axis, right? Correct.
Right. So starting at that pole,
Yeah.
equidistant as you move down or south or away from the pole.
Okay,
on
away
the
from. You
pole.
got me. You got me at away from. That's true.
Okay, away from. All right.
Uh-huh.
Equidistant, you would have a ring.
Yes.
And if you continue those rings,
Yeah. The thickest
there's your
ring.
demarcation. Whether you call them north or south. Or
That's my
left
point.
or right.
We could have called it bugger nuts.
Okay.
Or I need to go 18 Villerbutts skiff.
Okay.
And
So Rome has a fewer number of bugger nuts than New York City. There's no subjectiveness to latitude and longitude.
Sure, but we could have looked at it sideways is all I'm getting at. It could have been a left to right kind of ring. You know what I mean? Instead of a top to down.
Well, we have that too.
Yeah. I mean, and technically it is that. You know? It's whatever you want it to be. It could be pointing freaking 45 degrees for all we care. Like we have been spoiled by science fiction where the Enterprise and a freaking bird of prey show up staring at each other at a perfect plane.
Right, they're always right side up.
Yeah,
Yes.
why aren't they just going all kind of like ski wampus from 8 different directions?
That actually would be hilarious.
It really would be.
Like, oh my God, they're decloaking in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you see everybody on the Enterprise kind of turning their heads like,
Yeah.
like looking just.
Like, where is that thing?
right
He's
side up.
he's right underneath us. Yeah, like that. If you think about it, we have been finger fed. We have been spoon fed science fiction as if it lives within this thin layer of glass across the
I
universe.
just said fed.
Fed, yeah, that's fine. That would have been really bad.
That would have been really bad.
All right, mammoths went extinct 1,000 years after the Egyptians finished building the Great Pyramid.
Oh wow!
I didn't know that.
That's crazy too. That's a thing that you don't think overlaps, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you visualize dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are gone. Mammoths are gone.
Yep. Oh, here's one that'll kill you.
Okay.
Well, here's two. The fax machine was invented the same year people were traveling the Oregon Trail. I don't know how you confirm that one.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know what that means. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'd have to look that up. All right, here's one. 1998, the year StarCraft and
Year
Zelda,
before,
and,
The Matrix.
Yeah, year before the Matrix. That's how I do everything. Is as far away as 2030 is. Think about that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a big year.
Okay, so Lau Roman in the Tadpole says Coverville. You could have chosen Paris or Rome or London or St. Petersburg for the meridian 0. You couldn't though because it's not. I mean, you've got 2 poles. You've got a pole.
The
on
meridian
north
is
and
the
south.
meridian. I agree with you there. That's right
Yeah.
where it's going to be, and it's nowhere else.
Right.
If
Well,
indeed we care about where
I
the
see what you're saying. The meridian. Yes. You know what? That is correct. Yes. Instead of Greenwich being the meridian,
yeah.
you could have had any other city be the meridian. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's true, but we picked it. Now people have to live by it.
right.
It's kind of like
Right.
12 o'clock. Live with it. By the way, I got somebody who's trying to communicate with me about some artwork they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
They keep sending me messages saying, Scott, we are very much looking forward to speaking to you at 1,000 hours your time. What the hell is that? Am I dumb?
10 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock.
It is?
Yeah.
1,000 hours is 10 o'clock.
Yes.
How? Why? Why isn't it just 10? Well, why isn't it or their time any other time?
It is without the colon. Basically, it's just it's just without the colon.
Do they have to talk like that
if they
though?
said 1030, then that'd be 1030.
What?
Said,
do I live in space? Are we colonists on some planet, Nebulon 2, where we all have to talk in thousands? It's stupid.
If they said 1430, 1430.
All right, if they said 1430, that'd be 4:30.
No, that would be 2:30.
Oh, 2:30 because 14. Right. You're doing the 24-hour clock. But normally you hear like 2400 hours. All right, we'll see you guys at 1100. I don't do military time. Tell me 10 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm good with that.
Honestly, if the entire world just did that method of from 0 to 2,400 or 2,359, I guess it would be.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to worry about, like time zones. Seems like they'd be easier because you just subtract 100 for every time zone.
Oh, for every time zone, right.
Exactly. I'm plus 500. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I just add 500.
Well, we are like Greenwich Mean Time. We're all negative. We're -7 from that, right?
Yeah, we're -7 as well. So we're -700 from Greenwich Mean Time.
I don't like these international guys with their ideas, though. They're making me feel like a dumb American.
It's the metric clock system.
Scott, if you could pick up the phone precisely 2 millimeters from your index finger, or as we call it over here, the flim flam, or some other BS. At 1,000 hours? All right. Anyway, I'll talk to him. Right. Carrots were originally purple. Just throwing that one out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like taro root.
I don't know what happened there. France was still executing people with a guillotine when the first Star Wars film came out.
Oh! Wait, really?
Yep. That one I've heard before.
Oh, that's nuts.
That
is cuckoo.
Yeah,
man.
so next time Patrick,
what are you doing?
Next time Patrick wants to fill your head with a bunch of mumbo jumbo about how France is a peace-loving, non-gun-toting, freaking non-psychopath country, remind him that in 1976 they were hacking people's heads off. Just remind him.
So we went to the town square, and it was really, really crowded. And we lopped off the matriarch's head, and then we went and saw Star Wars. And it was really, really good.
Only if he really, really, really deserved it. We love Patrick. This will never get back to him because he doesn't listen to the show.
Oh, I wish he did. And
I did too.
I hope he knows that we do that out of complete and total love.
And if he did, we'd really, really appreciate it. There are more public libraries than McDonald's in the United States of these Americas. So that's good. I don't. It seems like the opposite would be more shocking, but whatever. Humans share 50% of their DNA with bananas. What? How can that be? Because the potassium and the
carbon,
the glutamate, or whatever.
I guess I could live with that. Sure.
All right. Octopus has how many hearts? Guess how many hearts they have.
4 hearts.
They have 3 hearts.
3 hearts.
Nice job.
Sure.
There's enough water in Lake Superior to cover all of North and South America in 1 foot of evenly spread water. Think of that.
Wait. Say that again.
So Lake Superior, there's enough water in that lake. It goes deep enough and has enough volume that if you could pour it out over all, let's say North America and South America were flat, and you poured all of that water across that land, it would cover that entire space with a foot of water.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Crazy,
that's
right?
Yeah.
We know what this one is. Oh, there's a basketball court at the top floor of the U.S. Supreme Court building known as the highest court in the land. Did you know that?
No, but I do know there's one at the top of the Matterhorn.
That's true.
Disneyland.
It's not. It's just sort of the weirdest court in the land.
Yes.
If a piece of paper were folded 42 times, it would reach to the moon.
Really?
If you could take a 8.5 by 11 piece of standard 20-pound copy paper, I've heard this before, and fold it 42 times into itself enough times.
The thickness would be.
Yeah.
It would be thick enough to reach to the moon.
Yeah, and the idea is that you go half every time, not some weird like origami fold, like half, because you're exponentially doubling every time you do it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
so eventually,
it's gotta double, yes.
Yeah, so that's how we're going to get back to the moon right there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, wow. Hold on. You can spell the word upside down by using other letters of the alphabet. Umop apiston. Oh, you can.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
What? That one blew my mind, dude. How is that even not on purpose?
Right.
Umop apsidin
Yeah, like I'm gonna type it right here. All right, so
And that's
O P. Yeah, no kidding.
I
Oh,
can't. That's weird.
Wait, what do you do for the E?
The upside. Wait. Oh yeah,
Because it turns into a schwa. Does that count?
Upside. Hold on, I want to check it again. Oh yeah, yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's not an A. All right, never mind. I'm not shocked
You mean
anymore.
an E? You mean an E?
I mean, that E can't be an A. Is what they're trying to do is make it an A.
No. They're trying to make an E upside down, and it's
Well, yeah, but
everything else does kind of work.
Oh, I
like
see
an
what
upside
you're
down
saying.
M does make a W. The upside down U does make a good N, but the E is kind of kooky.
I can't look at that thing anymore. It's an animated GIF and it's killing me. There are more nipples on Earth than people. That makes sense. There's 2 for each.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But if you think about it, Saudi Arabia imports camels from Australia.
There's like I don't need to bring Robert De Niro in here, but there's way more nipples that aren't on humans.
Yeah.
That they can be counted too.
Yeah, good point. No, see, I like when you do that. Saudi Arabia imports camels from Australia. That bears mentioning.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
The name Jessica was created by Shakespeare in the play Merchant of Venice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The YKK on your zipper. You know the little YKK?
Yeah. That sounds. Oh, that's and there was a song too by Rush.
Yoshida Kogyo Kabushikiki Geisha.
Right.
I'm sure I said it right.
That's exactly how you pronounce it.
So, nope, I didn't do it right. All right, we're going to do a couple more here.
Right.
If you put your finger in your ear and scratch, it sounds like Pac-Man. All right, let's try this.
Really? Come
Oh
on.
my gosh, do it. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
That is, dude, it sounds like Pac-Man. I would have not guessed that would have worked.
No, that's really funny.
All right, every year 100 new trees grow because squirrels forget where they buried their nuts.
Oh, YYZ is Rush, not YYK. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, sorry. Well,
No, you're fine. I only get the music ones wrong. I think that's ironic. I like it.
It is ironic, yes.
It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter. Boy, if we could just get there.
Really?
And blow the whole value of diamonds, yeah. It rains diamonds on Jupiter and Saturn.
Wow.
There are more atoms in a glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the oceans of the earth. What? There are more atoms in a glass of water. Oh, the glass of water.
Right.
Than there are
Right.
glasses of water. What?
So, all right. So if you take your glass of water, right, and you bust it down into atoms, down to the atomic level, the number of atoms that you'd have
Yeah.
would be more than the number of glasses of water you could make from the oceans.
Oh, okay. I get it now. And I guess that's true. Again, that's another exponential thing. Here's a good one for you. I'm not sure it's a good thing. Every 2 minutes, we take more pictures than all of humanity did in the entire 19th century. Every 2 minutes, we take more.
You know what? That's great. We're
That is great.
documenting. We're documenting the delicious meal that we had at Applebee's.
Yep.
For future generations to look upon and enjoy.
Yeah, we don't want to argue that the pictures are any good or worth your time. They're just that many.
These are my riblets.
Yeah, check out my riblets.
I have good riblets.
Maine is the closest state to Africa in the U.S. Well, there's that.
Okay.
A straw only has one hole in it. Think about it. Think about it.
Oh.
Think about it.
that is funny. Like if you ask somebody right off the top there, how many holes does a straw have? Well, 2, one at the top and one at the bottom.
Yep.
But no, it's.
If you and I were stoned, we'd be having a time of our life right now.
Oh yeah. A record only has 2 grooves on it, man.
Mm-hmm. How about this? Oh, that's interesting. Alaska is simultaneously the most northern, the most western, and the most eastern state in the United States.
Right, because a little bit of it
Sticks
trickles
out
over
everywhere.
the meridian. Yeah.
Weird. Dolphins have names for one another, so that's cool. Hey, Phil! Get over here, man.
Except they're all a-hole. They're all
Right. And
they've got names for each other. It's just that they're all asshole.
Now let this one be a lesson to you. Vending machines, statistically, are twice as likely to kill you as a shark ever is. Think about that.
More people die from those things toppling over on them than shark bites.
A strawberry, here's one.
Okay.
A strawberry isn't a berry, but a banana is.
Whoa.
So are avocados and watermelons. They're berries. They're just big-ass, weird-looking berries. Okay?
Oh, wait, Ace, that's right. Yeah, I said the meridian. I meant the international date line. Yes, correct.
Okay, finally. And these are really hard to stop because I'm really enjoying these, but I'm going to quit here. Will Smith. Will Smith is now older than Uncle Phil was at the beginning of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
And I said I'd end there, but I'm coming out for a finale because you guys all stood up and clapped.
Encore.
Here's your encore. Number 44 on this list. A pig's orgasm can last for 30 minutes.
Whoa, take that, Sting.
Jesus backwards sounds like sausage. Is that true? I could test that, you know. I could test
Jesus. Siege.
that. Siege.
Siege.
I would like some siege. I guess
Siege.
I guess it kind of does, not really though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough of that. German is the second most spoken language in North Dakota, don't you know?
Sure.
there's
Yeah, I
that.
believe that actually. And probably Wisconsin too.
This entire silliness, this ridiculous episode brought to you by our friends over there at You Kick Ass LLC and their Kickstarter for Be a Superhero action figure. Oh, man. I want one of these. We talked about them this morning, and I totally want one.
I do too. And it looks like, so, well, obviously we'll talk about this, but it sounds like if you're a Frog Pants listener, then you get a benefit.
Yeah,
but I can't see the benefits on the multi-packs.
Well, here's what it is.
I want the multi-pack.
You have an opportunity to help kickstart the product and be among the first to receive the custom action figure. Let's see. I'm trying to. Now I'm not seeing it. Why am I not seeing it? I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Frog Pants listeners have the opportunity to be among the first. Help it reach its stretch goals. Donation of 50 or more include a personalized hero or personalized hero with higher pledge levels receive additional heroes and gifts.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. I want to know because I'm thinking about doing the family of 3, right?
Yep.
For me, Teen and Tristan,
Right,
having
makes
like
sense.
a little family of figures that.
Like the Incredibles.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or like Fantastic Four minus, well, I guess 2 of them are. Wait, how are they related? He's married to Zippy there with
Sue
the hair.
Storm, yeah.
Sue Storm and
Reed Richards are married.
Reed Richards are married.
And she and Human Torch are brothers.
Right. They don't want to have kids, though, because they don't want a kid who's stretchy, has gray hair prematurely, and can disappear for no reason.
They do have kids, Ben.
Oh, damn it.
And then they have 2 more kids that came after Ben. And,
Did they name it after Ben?
yeah.
Oh, they did.
After Ben.
Could he have a bad skin condition? Is that why?
Ben Richards.
Yeah.
He's a little rocky.
Little rocky start, yeah. So hold on. Do those early kids, or do those kids have powers or no?
Yes.
They do.
Ben.
Okay.
There was a storyline where Ben Richards. His middle name is, I want to say his middle name, I think he's Ben Franklin Richards.
Oh, really? All right.
Or no, is his name Franklin Richards? Oh my God, now I'm completely confused.
I have no idea.
Franklin and Valerie are the 2 youngest kids. Ben Richards is the oldest, right? Okay. Ben, there was a storyline where Ben Richards was Galactus.
Oh.
Like where he grew up, did some sort of thing, went back in time and became Galactus and
yeah. How weird it is to make Thor a girl for a few issues. How weird.
Right, exactly. Ooh, Captain America's black.
Ooh, wow, really breaking the rules there. No, let's have the freaking Reed Richards kid go back in time and become a planet eater. That makes perfect sense.
Right. That they have to defeat. Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Do I need to remind people where Doc Ock has been for the last year? Do I need to tell you where he was? What was going on there? I mean, I won't because I don't want to spoil it, but come on. Everyone relax. The point is, you can go get one of these when you support this Kickstarter and have one that looks like you, like literally looks like you. So I want you guys to just go check it out. YouKickAss.com is the place. You can just search for Be a Superhero action figure there on Kickstarter and go check it out. It's pretty awesome. These guys are rad.
It's very, very cool. I'm just about to pull the trigger and get a 3-pack of those. So
I want to too. I'm going to pull that trigger too. All right, look at this. It's the evening news.
Radio today is different. Powerful networks span the nation from coast to coast. Shortwave radio girdles the globe.
It's the news.
Speaking of gorgeous things, the Nerdtacular boxed coin set is still available at fantasycoinhq.com. Claim yours today because once they're gone, they're gone. Happy birthday, Scott, says fantasycoinhq.com.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I don't think I ever got my box. I never got
those
my
coins. Oh no, you didn't get coins?
I got one, but I don't know where it went. I don't. It's probably in a box somewhere.
I'm sure it's in a box somewhere. Yeah.
Malaysian Airlines. This is bad. This Malaysian airline today apparently shot down.
Oh. Okay.
Not the one that was missing. Well, you've been in a news blackout today, haven't you?
I have. I really have, actually. I've been working on
things, stuff.
I've been working on websites.
Important stuff. No, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it crashed in the UK and it was apparently shot down. Carried 295 people, innocent people. This is just an airline carrying civilians.
Oh, geez.
Crashed in eastern Ukraine on Thursday. That's today, and appears to have been shot out of the sky by a missile fired from the area where the pro-Russia separatists and Ukrainian government troops have been fighting for months. These kinds of accidents have happened before. I don't know if you remember that one that we accidentally shot down during the Iraq War. That was a civilian plane.
Oh yeah.
There was another one that Russia shot down during the Reagan administration that was full of civilians and thought it was a jet fighter thing. Anyway, not that should, none of that should be okay. But the point is, that's the problem with war. War sucks, and there's all sorts of collateral damage, and sometimes mistake or not, these things happen. You're like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. The Interior Ministry in Ukraine said the Boeing 777 was downed by a ground-to-air missile over territory controlled by pro-Russia insurgents near the city of Donetsk. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Donetsk.
My brother-in-law, whose birthday it is today too, my wife's brother, Richard, he's coming over later, and we're going to have a little barbecue thing for our birthdays.
Oh, nice.
And he spent a couple years over there and is stressed about people he likes over in the Ukraine because it's a little weird there right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jet began losing altitude about 35 miles before entering Russian airspace and fell down minutes later. Fell down is their quote, setting off its emergency beacon, and it appears everybody was killed, and it is an awful deal, and who knows who's going to get responsibility for this thing, but it's bad. And everybody, of course, everybody around the world, all the politicians and presidents and leaders and diplomats and everybody's, positioning this to be, well, if this was Putin's supporters, then we need to go after Putin and blah, blah. This could get ugly. I hope it doesn't escalate into some major let's attack Russia deal.
Oh, God, yeah, no kidding.
Ugh. Anyway, there's that. No connection to the missing Malaysian flight, as far as anyone knows. Although I'm sure conspiracy theorists are already hard at work.
There's already some lines. There's some red yarn being joined on somebody's chalkboard.
Yep. Oh, I love red line boards like that.
Yeah.
It's such an old school way to connect things.
It really is, but you still see it in current movies.
Yeah,
right?
like the serial killer moved 4 blocks east back in January. Take that.
There's a photograph.
Yeah.
Right. I think they used it on the Blacklist. I want to say that it was there was a
the Blacklist.
Some of that on the Blacklist.
Hold on, the Blacklist. What is that?
That was Spader, James Spader.
Oh, how is that?
Show. It's really good.
Did it end? Is it over?
No, the first season ended.
Oh, so still going.
It's still going, but it did wrap up a
major storyline.
A few major storylines, yeah.
So did he? Sorry, I didn't mean to end your sentence there.
Sure, no.
I went ahead and did. Is he left The Office for that gig, didn't he? Wasn't that the deal?
Well, The Office ended before.
No, he
quit.
He quit a season before The Office ended. He was supposed to stay the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it was that show he got a gig for that and got out of his contract or something.
Might have been. Yeah, I think. Well, he was great on both shows, and he's going to be great as Ultron, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But
Pretty in Pink, Jock and Pretty in Pink.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if he did, I mean, there was a whole season gap between the end of The Office and the beginning of Blacklist. So,
I just don't know how long these things take. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, he could have been. They filmed those way earlier than they're aired, of course.
What's your feeling on Britney Spears? That's what I really want to know. How do you feel about
my feeling on Britney Spears? You mean the work bitch singer? Sorry, look.
Yeah, no, that's her name. That's that
yeah.
song. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's.
She's 32, by the way. Okay. That is young in my book, so I think people should lay off her a little bit. Quit giving her age.
Leave Britney alone.
They're being so ageist with her. But she can't sing very good, turns out. Yeah. Unless she's got some autotune going, and I give you some proof. So here you go. We're going to play this here real quick. The video's no longer available.
Oh, really? Yoink.
Oh, man. Wow. I should have capped it. I got lazy and didn't cap it. Dang it.
Wow. Well, imagine.
Imagine. Can you imagine?
Imagine Britney singing poorly, and there you go.
Yeah, and it was poor.
Whew. It was poor. There's who was it that came to her defense though and was saying, well, this was her warm up her warm up track, and
it was her agent, I think,
singers,
or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Somebody.
Yeah, it was somebody who works with her.
Exactly. Somebody comes into the studio, they do a warm up track, and they start singing, and you got to give her a break, because this wasn't intended to be good. Brr, brr, brr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Sure.
I'm gonna say we're gonna see if we can find. There's got to be some contraband someplace.
I was gonna say somebody's capped it. Throw it on another site.
Okay, here's BuzzFeed. Let's see if they pulled it. I wish YouTube wouldn't even show the play button if it's not going to be here. Okay, here it is. Damn it. It's not there either. Okay, wrote on face. Okay, here it is. And this is the auto-tune version. Of course, that's still up. Yeah. All right, someone in the chat room, that's your job.
Wow, okay.
Your job is to find it. Google ain't giving me the results I need, so you guys get on that in there, okay? Thanks. Anyway, it's really... I don't know why we're playing it. It sounds just real bad, though.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone gets a link, let us know.
Oh, here you go. Aput has put a link in the chat room for the Seattle Times.
Okay. All right, we're going to play it. Here we go.
Okay. It started about 30 seconds in on that video.
All right. All right, here we go. 30 seconds in. Okay. All right, we're playing. We're going.
Oops. She sounds like that.
Oh, geez. Local news.
Clever.
That's real funny.
And it's nothing like we've heard before. Betty, you.
Anyone, or at least
and it sounds like somebody's hit that baby one more time.
Yeah,
right?
It does, right?
Real.
Okay, that's the real one.
all the time.
Okay, we're almost a minute in. They haven't even said it yet.
That was it. That was the bad one.
Oh, it was?
It just skipped over. Yeah, 30 seconds in.
Okay, go.
I am in the leave her alone camp.
Oh, no.
And her raw
Okay,
voice
here we go.
is, well,
Oh, yeah, that's horrible. I listen to music all the time. That's enough. I'm good. That's bad.
her producer
No, still.
picked this version of her new track Alien. And her raw voice is, well,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
unedited Britney
Here we go.
Spears with no auto-tune. Someone leaked this version.
That's it? That's all I'm going to play? Oh, thanks a lot, Seattle Crap Times. All right, well, whatever. Lady Gaga on the news. You ready for that?
Yeah, hit me with some Lady Gaga news.
All right, here you go. She's a bad romance. I can't think of anything good. Her assistant, ex-assistant rather, excuse me, inked a $1 million deal to do a tell-all book. Lady Gaga's long-suffering former assistant Jennifer O'Neill, whom the star branded a effing hood rat.
Ooh,
What does that mean, a hood rat?
that's just bad. Just a derogatory term, I guess.
Hood
White
rat?
trash kind of.
Okay, like from
Hood
the
rat?
hood kind of thing?
Yeah.
All right. During a...
I'm going to Urban Dictionary this while you continue.
Okay,
and let's,
please.
Yeah.
I'm sure those will all be accurate. It's working on a dishy book about the singer called Fame Monster. O'Neill, who worked for Gaga during the Born This Way Superstar 2009 to 2011 Monster Ball tours and sued in 2011, claiming that she was owed $393,000 for 7,168 hours of overtime plus damages. Has struck a deal with Simon & Schuster imprint Atria Books. And this is according to Page 6. Insiders on the deal say it could be worth up to $1 million, which more than makes up for all the overtime. O'Neill claims that she was forced to work for Gaga, including sleeping in her boss's bed and administering her daily medicine.
Okay, so hood rat.
Hood rat.
According to the Urban Dictionary, and I think this sounds correct. A girl who sleeps with various men in the neighborhood, usually noticeable via her slacking standards of personal care.
Wow. That's pretty rough. Hood rat. You know,
Yep.
we don't claim to be educators.
Right.
We don't claim to be the guys you go to when you want to learn something new, but look at that. You've learned something new. Hood rat.
Hood rat.
Use
There
it
you
in a
go.
sentence.
Chalk that up to the more you know.
All right. I have that somewhere I can play.
We learned together here on TMS.
You'd think I'd have that more you know thing. Okay, here you go. Right?
Very good.
Exactly.
Very good.
They tell me that if you serve Jesus Christ, you'll do strange things, like you won't beat your wife anymore.
All right.
Oh, very good.
The Purge is a movie review for you. The Purge Anarchy, a sequel to 2013's The Purge.
Did you ever see that?
No.
No, me neither.
Wasn't it about somebody breaking in the house and like taking over the house?
It's about every year for one night, all crime is legal, and so people lock themselves. They hide your kids, hide your wife.
Okay.
Because they're purging everybody.
I never saw it. Everyone says we should watch it for Film Sack. Now I'm remembering why the name is so familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate movies like that.
Zach had Utah says Gakwa isn't a saint. I think you mean Gaga, but whatever. That's fine.
Oh.
Gakwa. Lady Gakwa.
Lady Gakwa.
I like that better even. Okay, while there was a political undercurrent to the 2013 original Purge, it was obscured by a dull home invasion format. This sequel, Purge Anarchy, they're giving it 2.5 out of 4. Rated R, opens Friday nationwide. Takes the action outdoors and into ballrooms and makes it more unsettling. When the film opens, dutiful citizens who don't take part in the annual night of government-sanctioned mayhem nervously tell co-workers to stay safe as they head home to hunker down. It's clear, however, that the new founders of American government wishes fewer folks batten down the hatches. Those in charge urge folks to release the beast and indulge in their worst impulses. It's an interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't seen it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get around to it.
You know, we could watch that. We could watch the first one for Film Sack. It sounds like it's sackable.
Because isn't it like a pruning of the herd kind of idea? That's the whole idea, is that there are too many of you, so every year we get rid of some of you this way. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And those of you who are, crime leaning will just off each other and kind of clear out the rest of the way for the rest of us.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Someone in the chat. Zach, what did I not? He says I didn't finish my thought. I don't know what thought I had. Did I not finish a thought? Doesn't matter. I barely finish anything. Saturday Night Live is losing people. They're bleeding people.
Yeah, this is a bummer. I saw that Brooks Wheelan got fired.
Yeah. Now Noel
with the Twitter fired from New York. It's Saturday night.
Noel Wells and John Milheiser.
Yeah, John Milheiser.
Gone. Out. I feel like speaking of the Purge, I feel like this is the cycle we're in with SNL. They go through these cycles and they got people they don't really dig and then they go away and it's kind of a crappy season. But then they'll find somebody awesome and then you'll kind of Will Ferrell your way to the top again, and then more people will come back and like, okay, this is great, and then that'll peter out and those people leave. So when you're on the tail of losing Kristen Wiig, losing Bill Hader, losing the other guy, I can't think of his name, that was in Nebraska. That guy.
Right.
I can't think of his name. Will Forte.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other guys, right? The Portlandia guy. All these guys have been there for so long, just falling off. Now you got to refresh everything. It's a rebuilding year. It's like sports.
It is. And, you look at these three people, Brooks Wheelan, Noel Wells, and John Milheiser, and none of them really had a recurring character. And that's the thing. I mean, basically, you go into the first day and you've got your pitch meeting, the first day of the week, do your pitch meeting. Here's the ideas I have for sketches. And they whittle those down. And of course, the sketches you write are the ones you're going to be in. So if you're prolific and you write a lot of funny stuff, a la Kristen Wiig, a la Fred Armisen, you're going to be prominently featured on the show. If you don't, if the stuff you write isn't funny enough, then you'll be pulled in to be background actors. Well, okay, so we have a bar scene. A couple people have some speaking parts. We'll use Milheiser. We'll use Brooks Wheelan in that one.
Well, plus it sometimes does just come down to some people are just rubbing management the wrong way. So you got your Norm Macdonald, who everyone loved.
Is a good example of that.
But he just pissed everybody off. Not everybody. He pissed management off.
Right.
So they got rid of him. I'm telling you right now, pound for pound, nobody makes me laugh like Norm Macdonald does.
Oh, he's so funny.
And his show right now, that YouTube
Bill
thing
Hader.
he's doing, you watch that at all? His YouTube show?
No,
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I didn't know he had a YouTube show.
Yeah, it's also a podcast, but
Cool.
and it's super.
Oh, okay, I've heard the podcast. So
it's
the
the
podcast
same thing.
is just the show without video. Okay.
Yeah. It's really, really biting and funny, and totally Norm's format for sure. But it ain't for everybody. I will admit that freely, especially ain't for your kids. That I can tell you. But man, he makes me laugh. But anyway, I don't know. It's just a rebuilding year, dude.
Yeah, and I think again, it's a bummer because I kind of liked Brooks Wayland did something where he came on the Weekend Update and did a monologue. Again, that's kind of your other proving ground.
Yeah.
Is can you write a monologue that they cut to during Weekend Update, or
Right.
can you do like the digital shorts like Sandberg used to do?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that'll get you some good staying power on the show. Yeah, it's
too bad.
It's too bad. I'm glad Kyle Mooney's still on there. I'm glad Beck Bennett.
I don't
Beck
know
Bennett's
who
the
any of
guy
these
who
people
does.
are.
Beck Bennett, from was it AT&T, the commercials that had the guy sitting in a room sitting around a table with a bunch of kindergarten kids?
Oh,
right?
that
and he
guy.
would talk about,
I do
which
like
is
him.
better, faster, slower. That's Beck Bennett.
Oh, okay.
And
I do like him.
I think he's really genuinely funny.
All right. Well, hopefully he sticks
Taron
around.
Killam, as long as Taron Killam's still on the show, and A.D. Bryant and Vanessa Bayer, I'll be watching.
All these names that Scott hasn't heard of because he doesn't watch SNL anymore. I only hear about them when they're amazing. It's the only time I ever find out who these people are. There's your news. That's a big bunch of news today. We're going to take a song break. When we come back, we got Twitter time. That means your Twitter questions, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't got them in yet, still time. That's the hashtag TMS questions, and we can still take them late-breaking ones if you want. But before all that, Ryan's going to play music. What do you got?
I am going to play a song. So this one is going out to Sardonis, Dear Scone and Brioche. On Friday, July 18th, I celebrate Gay Death. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what is Gay
And the
Death?
30th,
Gay death?
Gay Death, TM. And it's actually written out like it's a.
All right.
So maybe you do a little research while I finish.
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
All right, and my 30th revolution around the day star. Okay, well, I know that 30th birthday is how I translate that. I'll save you the sob life stories at a day not for tears and discord, but celebration and merriment. So I'll just say all the trials and tribulations have forged me into the man I am today.
I found it. Want to hear it real quick?
Yeah. What's
Sorry,
Gay Death?
Gay Death. When a gay man turns 30, it is known as Gay Death.
Really?
OMG, next week is Gay Death for me. Better go clubbing while I still can. I think it's like I'm too old to be attractive to gay dudes.
That's hilarious. Like I'm out of the club scene age.
Yep. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Yeah, weird.
That's funny.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, good. All right. I know Friday is not a show day, but as close as you can get to my birthday would be most welcome. I'm not a picky man when it comes to music, and I've actually discovered several new songs I never would have known about had they not been played on the show. But I'm quite partial to Mama Cass's make your own kind of music and the average techno electronic dance club blah 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 genre. I swear I heard a remix of her song on a Clubland album years ago, but can't quite recall. If you can find it and play it for me, I'll be all the happier. However, any song with a similar message and upbeat tempo would be welcome. Don't eat the yellow snow though. Sardonis.
Nice.
I found it, dude. I know of the song. I know of which you speak. It's by Nova Scotia featuring AJ. And so Mama Cass's Make Your Own Kind of Music for us Lost fans.
Mm-hmm.
This is the song that Desmond plays in the bunker at the beginning of season 2.
Oh, okay.
And
All right.
Before you realize he's in the bunker.
I remember that. I remember that being very intense. I love that whole thing.
Such a great opening. And then all of a sudden it pans out and you realize, oh my God, he's in the bunker. There's a guy.
Yep. There's a dude in there. What's going on?
So, So anyway, Make Your Own Kind of Music by Mama Cass. Here it is by Nova Scotia featuring AJ.
All right. Here it is. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Nobody can tell you there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. Here we go again. Make your own kind of music. Sing your special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Make your own kind of music. Sing your special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else nobody can tell you. There's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. Make your own kind of music, sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Here we go again.
It's hard not to get excited with that going.
I'll
You
say.
know, I'm not even that kind of like an electronica fan, really. But you can't help but move around and stuff.
Yeah, it's totally true.
It's like those
I've got
Six
glow
Flags
sticks, too.
commercials. I saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still on you.
Still on.
You're like a low rent Sam Fisher.
Like Lobot with glow sticks. Glowbot is what
Yeah, Lowbot, everybody.
Glowbot. Glowbot.
Oh, Glowbot. Not
wow,
blow.
these can actually. Oh, these come off. Oh.
Blowback. Hey, looky here, everyone. It's time for the part of the show we like to call Twitter time because it has a theme.
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
Bird goes tweet.
Want to go bird hunting this weekend?
I sure do.
Life's a joke. Shit, bird.
All right, here we go. It's time for us to play a little Twitter time. It's where you guys have asked us questions during the day or the week, and we get them right here and read them to you live on the show, and they're brought to you by.
Our cat Beelzebub was diagnosed with fatty liver disease. We're giving him the best care possible, and he's making a slow but steady recovery. But the bill was upwards of $1,800. We're accepting donations at www.gofundme.com/helpbeels, and that's BEELZ. All donations past his medical bills will be donated to Frankie's Friends. They help families that can't afford medical care for their animals. And we're also going to match up to $300 past the $1,800 to donate to Frankie's Friends. I'm trying to turn this unfortunate struggle for Beals into something positive that can help other families in need. Thanks for your help, and hopefully we can help others in need. That's gofundme.com/helpbeals.
Oh, it's a good cause, man. Cats.
Cats.
They're cool.
My crazy neighbor has fatty liver disease.
Your neighbor does, or the cat does?
Mm-hmm. No, my neighbor does.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, people get that. People get that too.
Do you get that from? Where do you get that from?
I have no idea.
Probably not.
Not treating your liver well, I guess. Probably
drinking and stuff a lot, like
probably,
more than you should.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably not how cats get it.
Well, you know,
those cat ragers.
This just in: Jeff Keighley on Twitter. You know him from he does the he's a dude. He's a Spike TV video game coverage guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Doom, the new Doom game was just shown on stage at QuakeCon in Dallas, Texas. It is an origin game, meaning it's a prequel to everything you've seen before. Fast-paced combat set outside the UAC research facility on Mars, being invaded by evil forces. They're showcasing combat, not much story, blah, blah. Anyway, that's exciting.
It is.
Yeah, Doom. Still with us. Here are your questions.
Ooh.
Josh Williams asks. We like Josh. Good kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a kid, but
oh yeah,
he's a nice kid. He's a kid to me, especially today. What superhero would you change as in sex/race/ anything like that? Meaning due to Thor, what they did or whatever.
Sure.
What would you do there?
Ooh, that's tough.
Besides having one of Reed Richards' kids become Galactus, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that one.
Wow. Let's see. Because Hulk's been done.
Yeah.
You got She-Hulk.
Yeah, you got your She-Hulk. You know what it'd be for me? I think it'd be fun for Batman to take on the role of, or some, let me think about this.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if I know there's a Batwoman, right? So there's already a female kind of
And
analog
Batgirl,
and Batgirl, and they kind of have their own character arcs and stories and everything. But I think it'd be interesting, kind of like when Batman broke his back and other people had to step in. I think it'd be interesting if a female took his place. And someone's going to email me and go, "Didn't you read the 4th issue of whatever where it was
That's the
Batwoman?"
toughest thing is that there's so much lore in history and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, a woman in the Iron Man costume. Everything I think of, it's like, oh well, yeah, there was Pepper Potts was Hero for a while. They called her Rescue in the movie, but that's been done.
Yeah. Did they make a form-fitting suit? Because that would bug me.
Of course, yes. It was an Iron Woman suit with boobs.
That's annoying.
Of course.
I don't like that. I mean, I like those, but I don't
White
like that.
Panther.
Black Panther, yeah. It could be a white guy.
Be a white guy.
No. I got a better one. Asian guy. Asian guy is Black Panther.
Sure, there you go. Perfect.
And yeah, by day he's doing a stereotypic Asian thing. He's either he owns a noodle shop or something, but at night he's Black Panther.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Excellent. Well done.
Next one, Robert Moreno says, "Really missing the podcast. When's a new episode coming?" Oh, he's talking about Comic Dorks. I will let you know. Don't worry about that. Let's see.
Well, we're doing one right now. Is that what you mean?
If you had a choice, Brian, this is Rob, says, if you had a choice between teleporter or time machine, which one do you get?
Oh, so time machine would only allow me to stay in one place, but time travel, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well,
so
yeah,
well,
and then you can move around afterwards. I mean,
Well, yeah, but I mean, I couldn't if it's a time machine, then I could say, well, let me go 4 seconds in the past, but around the world. Then that would kind of be better than the teleporter because it would.
Right,
be the same thing as the
if it was in the
teleporter.
mall. That's a good point. You couldn't just say, "Take me back in time and to this place." Right, exactly.
Right,
it would have to be. It's inside of a cave that no one ever knows about because otherwise. And forgetting about the whole time problem where the world has moved since you were last there. And
right. So of course, yeah, it does have to move that much. I actually I think the time machine would probably be most people's choices. I think I'd go with the teleporter.
I would too.
Yeah.
Because time travel is dangerous.
Yeah.
Teleporting.
Oh, yeah, you could really screw things up. Yeah.
Teleporting, assuming we get out in the kinks of not putting me into a steel structure or accidentally teleport me into a wall or something. Assuming we got that all worked out, that would just change your life forever. I'd be in Japan every night having ramen, like the real stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why
yeah,
wouldn't
totally.
you? Like right now, as soon as the show ended, you and I would teleport to, I don't know, France and get really, really, really...
Exactly. We go hang out with Patrick and get a baguette.
Or he could come here. Or we'd do both. Here. Patrick, come to the house for dinner. We're going to Brian afterward for drinks. I don't drink, but you two do, so I'll just hang out there. That's
and then
cool.
we're going to go to Vegas and play some craps.
And then come back at the same night. Like, imagine. Oh, that's your life.
Yeah. That would be great right there.
And if you could do it, that'd be even better because then you'd just be rich and everyone would want you. Actually, governments would probably dissect you, so don't.
You'd be like the like FedEx guy too.
Yeah.
You'd have so much work.
Oh my gosh.
Job. It'd be like, oh, where do you need this delivered? Boom. Okay, done. Payment. Now I'll go drink.
It'd be cool if anyone ever tried to steal you or take your technology or kidnap you, that you could teleport at will anytime. So as soon as you saw the black van drive up, bloop, just blink out of there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love it. Oh,
They'd have to
love
tranquilize
that.
me from a distance.
From a distance. All right, here's
what if you could teleport, but the noise it made was
like
a
big gnarly fart.
Exactly.
I think I'd still do it.
Still do it, sure.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't be around to see.
Yeah, and then people who know would just be used to it. Hey Kim, I gotta run to New York and get that shirt I've always wanted. Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
And then when they know I'd be home,
with people, like you can teleport right behind them and then teleport away really quickly.
Yeah.
And then all the people around them would think that they just farted.
All right, here's a better question. When you hit the teleporter and it's time to go, you don't just fart, but you leave a horrible spray trail of diarrhea behind you.
You can only teleport. Right. Okay.
It just leaves this big smear before you disappear into wherever you're going to be. But there's like 20 feet.
Like the fire trails behind the DeLorean.
Yes.
Yeah. Except it would be poo.
Yeah, it would be. Idea, yes. What would you do? I mean, I guess you could get like some sort of diaper.
Stanley on the phone. This needs to be a comic.
It really does. Well, you know what it reminds me of? There's that sex criminal book. There's an independent comic. I think it's published. I don't know who publishes that, but I think one of the guys that works on the new Hawkeye title does it. Anyway, the whole story is they stop time, but only when they're doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's actually a really good comic. It's not just playing on that gimmick. Like, it does a really good job of kind of establishing that as its origin, but it doesn't focus on it. It's really interesting. My point being, though, that would be an awkward power to have. Like,
yeah, it would. Yeah.
Oh no, I can only do this if I.
Yeah.
It's
like that movie, the new movie Premature, where
yeah,
he can reset the day, but only
at the moment
during the moment of completion.
Yeah, as the Old Testament would put it, putting your seed in the dirt or whatever. That's not an exact quote. Okay, here we go. Would you wait? Oh, Anika asked, do either of you dudes suffer from procrastination? If so, what is kryptonite? Or what is its kryptonite?
Yeah, that's
I thought that was her being like procrastinating the question by jumping to something totally unrelated, but no.
Do you get distracted easily? By the way, what is kryptonite?
Yeah, what is kryptonite? What's this over here? I think I definitely suffer from this at times. Yeah. You and I have talked about this before. Mm-hmm. I think creative people do generally, but not to say non-creatives don't either. But I really wish I was that kind of person where I could just say, total uninterrupted focus, nothing will get in my way, because something will.
And that is the kryptonite, is that having an external... So there's an app I use on my phone called... I know it by its icon more than I know it by its name. It's called 30/30, so it's 30/30.
All right. Oh, I've heard of this. It's basically the Pomodoro technique.
Pomodoro. Yep, exactly. Where basically you set a timer for 30 minutes that says, or an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna look at email during that 30 minutes. This project right here that I'm working on is the only thing I'm gonna look at. Twitter's getting hidden, Facebook's getting hidden. My phone is set to only do not disturb, so that I can just focus on this project. And if it takes, and you basically estimate how much time each of your projects is going to take, and you focus on that one thing. But you also make sure to throw in 30 minutes of checking email, or 30 minutes of playing Hearthstone, or things like that, and you and you kind of use that. That's, for me, that's its kryptonite, because I definitely suffer from that. And boy, it is the most frustrating thing to see Tristan suffer from that, because it's like,
I want
to nip that in the bud on you right now.
Yeah, because it feels like a culmination of bad habits to me, even though it may not necessarily be that, but it feels like that for me. So when I see Nick do it, I'm like, no, stop the cycle.
Yeah, right.
Don't be distracted like me. But the Pomodoro thing works really well for me, that whole idea. So I use that. Let's see. Andrew Barlow says, what do you think, who do you think will win the Tour de France? I know who. No,
I know who won't win it.
I have no idea.
It won't be a guy with a yellow band that says "Live Strong." I'll tell you that.
Won't be him this year.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually haven't been following it at all. Who's good?
I don't know who any of the players are.
I don't either.
It'll be some. Usually, it's going to be a really tall, skinny guy with a helmet and and a trail of brown up his back.
Yeah, he'll likely be black too, by the way. Or excuse me, white is what I meant to say. He'll likely be white. I never see anybody of other racial descent win that thing. Why is that?
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's.
It's always some white guy. Let's see, Twilight Sparkle or Rainbow Dash, which is better? Says Taylor Swiftpaw. These are old kids' toys, girls' toys.
Taylor Swiftpaw.
Yeah.
Oh,
are they
Sparkle? What was it?
Twilight Sparkle or
Twilight
Rainbow
Sparkle.
Dash?
I
Oh no,
thought
you know
Twilight
what?
Sparkle was what happened to what's his face in Twilight, the vampire.
You might be right.
What is Twilight Sparkle?
Rainbow Dash. Oh, these are. You know what these are? These are those pony brony things.
Yeah.
We don't know those. We don't watch that. I mean, I have nothing wrong with it. I don't know what those things are.
Oh, well, I like purple and red, so I'm going to go with Twilight Sparkle.
Purple and red. What not? Let's see. No, we've done that one before. Let's see. Scott, how many cats has your family had in the last 5 years? 2. We had the one that got lost. Oh, no, 3, I'm sorry. Because 2 of them kind of ran away.
Oh, yeah. Right.
The one that Veronica was all into, he ran off. And before him was, I don't remember, Jack was his name. And he got in a fight with another cat and died because of it. And then the other one that we gave away to a friend was after we moved here and we realized it wasn't really a good house for cats. So we gave that cat away. So 3 in the last 5 years. Why? It's a weird question, though. Why would I have more than that? I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go, Brian. Here's one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather get stung by a horsefly the size of the Robin of Batman? Would you rather get stung by a horsefly the size of Batman and Robin, or drink a shot of yogurt soda? Says Rob Dalton.
Oh, jeez.
Why Batman and Robin? That's weird. Why couldn't it have been a fly the size of a...
Batman the Robin?
Oh, Batman the Robin. Oh, the bird.
Yeah, Batman the Robin.
Yeah, the bird.
Yeah.
I keep making fart noises. I have Tourette's tonight.
Farets.
Farets.
Toot rats.
Fartets.
That's real. Okay. Here, with the yogurt soda, if the yogurt soda would actually be the fresh bottle and not the rancid bottle that I think you and I got stuck with, because seriously, Tom able to chug that thing down. If he had the same glass you and I had, it would not have even made it past the first sip.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I would actually do the yogurt soda if I had a guarantee that yogurt soda was a fresh bottle. If not, no way, no. If it was the glass I had, I'd take the horsefly.
I would too. Big giant bird, big giant bird fly, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With you,
That'll
100%.
Go away.
This one comes. This is our last one. George McKay asks, "Would you rather stop having to poop, don't have to sleep, or have no need to breathe? Which of those things would you rather eliminate from your life?"
Interesting. So no need to poop, no need to sleep, no need to breathe. Which one would you
poop,
do?
sleep, breathe? That's my favorite Julia Roberts movie.
I would go with sleep. Poop, sleep, eat, sleep, poop, breathe.
Yeah.
Pray.
It's not just
pray.
a great, and then pray. It's not just a movie. It's my life. I think I would be. Boy, the sleep one is tempting, isn't it?
Sleep is tempting because you could get so much more done.
But I think I'm trying not to be biased here. I think I'd rather not poop anymore.
Of course you wouldn't.
I think I'd rather be done with that.
I think they asked that question.
Well, probably they're leading the witness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's just an annoying thing.
Think of all the plane trips you'd be able to go on.
Well, think of all the everything I could do. No, I don't know. I just feel like that's annoying. It's a human thing that sucks. Sleeping, there's some joy in that. There's some rest and get away from stuff in that.
But you get the joy because your body needs it. I think if your body doesn't need it, all of a sudden you get no joy from it.
That's true. That's true.
And it's like, I play video games while the family's sleeping, and I work during the day, and then the rest of my time is with the family.
Okay, if it was just me, then yes, sleep. If you're saying what would humanity like to remove, I hope they don't do sleep. And you know why? Because if they eliminate sleep, more wars will happen because nobody will have to sleep. It'll just be constant. No one needs rest. It would just be constant barrage of bullets and gunfire.
Without sleep, there would be more war.
There would be. I really think that's true because even they have to sleep. And even armies now, they try to figure out ways to stimulate their, basically giving meth to the soldiers so they're up all night for a week on end. I feel like that would be a huge tactical advantage. In fact, if you want to know what country rules the world next militarily, it'll be the one that can conquer sleep. That's my belief. Yeah. I'm sticking to it.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, there's that. There's your
I'm still on the sleep bandwagon. I think it's
I don't know, the poo bandwagon's pretty sweet.
That would be the least of the 3 that I choose. I would choose sleep and breathe over poop. I don't care about pooping, whatever.
Well, you would if...
So what would happen when you ate something and you digested it and your body extracted every nutrient that it needed to get out of that? It would just disappear?
Yeah, I guess.
Teleport out into space?
He hasn't explained how any of these things would work, but let's assume.
True. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how would your body do what it needs to do without the requirement of sleep? I don't know how that would work.
But you could walk underwater and not have to worry about coming up for air.
Imagine you could eat all you want to eat and all the crap you want to put in your mouth and never have to worry about the consequences. You just eat.
Well,
eat,
no,
eat,
but you
eat.
still have to worry about getting fat.
Can part of the deal be no fat?
You don't get fat because you can't poop. It's like...
All right, but I don't want to go into any more public restrooms. I just think it'd be a great thing if human beings could just...
Still got a pee, Scott.
Oh, he didn't say P, did he? P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
All right, that's it for Twitter time. If you guys want to do this and take part, you can. It's super easy. TMS questions is the hashtag. Put it in there all week to the Twitter account that is Morning Stream. That's TMS questions. Or don't even put the Twitter. You don't even have to reply to us directly. Just use the hashtag and I'll search for it. Don't worry. That's how it works. That's the whole point of hashtags. Do that all week, please. Follow us on Twitter, Morning Stream, Scott Johnson in Coverville. Find us on the web, frogpants.com/TMS. You can also email us themorningstream@gmail.com. We'll be back next week with brand new shows. Don't forget to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/TMS. And there's a new instance tomorrow, a new Current Geek, new Diablo show, the final episode of the season, first season.
Golly, everything. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of stuff this weekend, and there's still plenty more. I got a whole bunch of family coming in Saturday. It's going to be a nuts weekend for me. So I'm looking forward to it. Not really. That's going to do it. Brian, anything from you? Anything at all? Anything?
Yes, and this kind of ties into what we're about to do, but if you have a request for the show, we now have a new form, thanks to the genius of Iceworm. Google Forms. So if you go to tiny.cc/TMS requests, tiny.cc/TMS requests, there's a whole form. Not even really a whole form. I made it sound like it's really big. It's like 4 questions.
Yeah, big deal.
What song do you want to hear? Who are you?
Piece of
What do
cake.
you want to say about it? Exactly.
I forgot to tell you, tape doesn't work on horsefly bites.
Oh, really? You tried that?
I tried it, and it made it worse, and it was just about killed me. It didn't kill me, but it itched so bad I had to get it off.
Maybe it's only on mosquito bites.
Could only be mosquitoes, I guess.
May aggravate horsefly bites.
Because these are so freaking out right now. These 2 I've got are killing me, and nothing's working. The cream, nothing. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. TMS
right.
requests.
So
what is it?
Tiny.cc/TMS requests.
That's great. We need to pound that in all week next week, because that's a great way to do it.
Actually, I'll talk to you about making an iframe or something on the current site that just has that in it, so that people can go to the morning stream.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Brian's got music to lead us out. Thank you all for being here. Brian, what's the music?
The music is going out to Corey. Hello, Sour Patch and Bon Bon.
Oh.
My name is Corey, and I've been an avid listener of the Frog Pants shows for a while now, with you guys keeping me sane on the long work days. I'm big into podcasting and have often dreamed of hosting a show myself. Well, I'm happy to say that after a year of work, I finally got my wish, and I now have a podcast called Acts of Geekery that I record with my brother Scott. You've both been an inspiration to me, and I've talked about you to him on more than one occasion. But this latest podcast, I finally challenged him to listen to you for a week. To make sure he listened, and because he is awesome for putting up with me, I'd like to request a cover in his honor. He's a big Blink-182 fan, so if you could play a cover of or by them any day of the week of July 14th, I would be extremely honored. Catch the slow, bro, Corey. Well, Corey, don't think that I didn't notice your sly way of getting a promotion for your podcast in there.
Yeah, nice.
Don't think that went unnoticed. Okay. Cover by Blink-182. I'm gonna break the rule here. It's 2/3 of a cover by Blink-182.
Okay.
Back in 1999, the year The Matrix came out.
Yeah, I remember that.
A tribute to old music came out called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And on there, Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 recorded this cover of Jan and Dean's Dead Man's Curve. And you can tell the love between the bandmates in this song. There's just so much love.
Is there?
Here it is, Dead Man's Curve by Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge of Blink-182.
All right. I'm now curious about this because I feel like you had emphasis in that sentence about them getting along, and that isn't true. So here it is, Dead Man's Curve, and we'll see you guys Monday for a whole new week at TMS. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll see you then.
Jan and Dean demo take 1.
I'm ready.
Dean, get it right. Jan and Dean demo take 2.
I was cruising in my Stingray late one night when an XKE pulled up on the right. He rolled down the window of a shiny new Jag and challenged me then and there to a drag. I said, "You're on, buddy, my mill's running fine. Let's come off the line now at Sunset and Vine. I'll go you one better if you got the nerve. Let's race all the way to Dead Man's Curve." Dead Man's Curve. bugging each other while we sat at the light. We both popped the clutch when the light turned green. You should have heard the whine from my screaming machine. I flew past the Brea, Schwab's, and Crescent Heights, and all that Jack could see were my six-tail lights. He passed me at Domini and I started to swerve. I pulled her out and there we were, Dead Man's Curve.
Well, the last thing I remember, Doc, I started to swerve.
And then I saw the Jag slide into the curve. I know I'll never forget that horrible sight.
In this I found out for myself that everyone was right.
Welcome back from Dead Man's Curve. 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 Dead Man's Curve.
All right, we screwed up. I screwed up. We have to give something away, and I totally forgot about this.
Right. This is like the hidden track at the end of an animal.
It
Or
is.
at the end of an animal.
We have a
hidden track at the end of a CD is what I meant, not at the end of an animal.
No, not.
I read
don't look
something
for
that
the
somebody
hidden track.
Tadpole at the same time.
Damn it, Tadpole. So we're gonna give it away from it's Geek Gear, right?
It is, yes, Geek
Yeah.
Gear.
This
So
is
they
the
had
dice bag
contest-
we're doing, right?
Right. They had the contest to come up with the name for the dice bag, right? They were like trying to come up with a new name, and
Here's what they did. You want me to tell it?
I want to know what they did. Yes.
All right. So the winner, I'll tell you the winner. I'll tell you the winning name, and then you tell me the winner name. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the winning name that he came up with, and that's
Okay.
Storage Gear. I like it. It's solid.
Nicely done.
Strong play by whom?
Jeff Peterson.
What?
Congratulations.
Yay, Jeff Peterson. We got to give him
Way-ho!
There you go. Way-ho, you're a winner. Yay. Woo. Good job, man. Way to go. Jeff Peterson's the big winner, and big thanks to Geek Gear for playing that little game with us all week long. And I think that's it. Did we forget anything? Is that it?
No, I think that's it. I think
All right.
We've nailed it.
We've done
That's
all
it.
we can do. Bye, everybody.
This podcast is part of the Frog Pants Studios Network. For more information about this and other shows, visit frogpants.com. Audio program so good, it's like you're there.